Hey everyone, StarKnightArts here, or you could call me StarKnight. For today's video, we're going to be drawing Haebom and Taesung in a historical era. So I found this really cool reference in Pinterest and I just want to draw both of them there. And yeah, I initiated. So for my first video, I decided to do Haebom and Taesung since they're very wholesome and cute. And I want my channel's first impression to be very cute. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just sketching out roughly on how I want the piece to look like. So it's not very anatomically correct, but I'm just drawing it loose, if I would say. And I also draw the background, the important elements, and what I want the piece to look like. And yeah. At this stage, I'm now just cleaning my sketch and making sure that everything is proportionally correct, since the first sketch wasn't really... I mean, I could see the picture, but we just gotta refine the shapes more, and like how does the nose look like, and like the whole over body. And so it will be easier for me when I do my line art later. This is where mostly my gesture practice comes in. Like every day before I start drawing a piece, I use this website, and basically what happens is you're gonna set your own timer, and then random poses will pop up, and let's say for about 5 minutes you gotta draw the gesture, and it's a very good practice before starting with a big project for the day. So it's like you were like in a car, you're just heating up the engine or something like that. Right here, when it comes to drawing Taesung, it gave me a little bit of a hard time, since you know how he have a kind of a bigger build compared to Haebom. So, and the reference I was looking at doesn't show how the body looks like. It's like a big bag of clothes. So I had to look for another reference. So, and thankfully I found one. And since I realized that the pose really doesn't matter, since the clothes will be covering it, so I just focus more on the clothes and the hair instead of focusing on the body and how it looks like. For me, the most important part here is to capture the silhouette of how the clothes will flow down, how their hair will look like, and like at this point you can't see the legs or the arms if the clothes are covering it. So like sometimes clothes can be your savior when it comes to hiding your anatomy. It hides your mistakes. I saw earlier that I grabbed or imported a random pavilion. It was actually from SketchUp. Now since I'm not really good at drawing architecture, is like one of my weak points, and I'm trying to work on it. So SketchUp is really big help when doing backgrounds. Like all you have to do is just render it and make sure that it fits your style, it fits your artwork. So right now we're onto the line art, and when I was doing the hands, like I was so proud of it because I was just looking at the reference, and like I'm doing it like out of the blue, like I'm winging it, and I was very proud with this hands. Like sometimes I can't draw hands properly, like because of a particular pose. It gives me a hard time. Now we're onto the hair. So the important, like just like I said earlier, the important part of the hair is capturing the silhouette, making sure that the shape looks like from your reference, and like the strand is up to you and how your style looks like. And for me, I enjoy putting these strands, and like it's giving the hair more volume, I would say. And yeah, I was just having fun with drawing the hair, and like don't be pressured on doing particular strands, because at the end of the day the hair can be in any form. It depends on the situation. Doing the clothes didn't give me much of a hard time since I was just following my clean sketch, and the folds I just followed my reference. That's why references are such a big savior when doing your art, because sometimes you can't just draw anything from your imagination. Like, let's say we have a very cool very cool idea in our imagination, but it turns out it doesn't look good when we put it into work or into the project. So it's very important to look at other ideas. And here we're onto Taesung's line art, and I just had to make sure that the jaws are refined, because he's a fine man, if anybody would ask. For those of you who don't know, Haebom and Taesung is from the manhwa called Cherry Blossom After Winter. So let me read the synopsis really quick. From living under the same roof to then being classmates, ever since his parents passed away, Haebom has been living in Taesung's house, and now being in a 12th grader, he enters the same class as Taesung, which makes the whole situation way more awkward. Living together 24/7, Taesung and Haebom's relationship is bound to change. The story was so wholesome and very interesting. I highly recommend it if it's your first time reading BL webtoon, because it has a lot of fluff in it. So here I just grabbed a ruler to shape out the boat so I could put my line art very quick. And at this stage, I'm focusing more now on the line art, also on the background and how it would look like for overall. And now we're onto the base colors. So one of my mistakes when putting the base color here is that I put it very light. Like when I put colors, I use the very light colors, and that's very wrong, and I'm trying to work on that habit. Like, I'm too scared to jump into a strong saturated colors, because maybe later I won't be able to fix it. Like, it scares me sometimes, but I'm trying my best to go out of my comfort zone and to try bold colors so I could get used to it. Because usually when I do my webtoon, I only use very light colors since it's easier to shadow. I'm just making sure that every part of the cloth and the whole piece is colored, because sometimes the bucket tool doesn't detect the small pixels left, and I have to manually just color it. So later on when I do my lights and shadows, it doesn't look wonky enough. And here I'm starting to put the colors for the background, and like you notice how I put the boat in a light color, so now I am adjusting the luminosity and the hue. Now I hope everybody can see where I'm going on with this piece. So I wanted this piece to look like they're both in a little boat in the middle of a lake, and they're having their romantic time. And like, for me, this was just so cute. Like, this is what one of my references look like, and I just tried to improve it. And now there's a big mountain behind them. I really tried my best to make this look romantic, and I have a lot to work on. Like, after I finished this piece, like, I saw a lot of mistake, but now I know what to do next time when I draw another piece. Like, that's how we usually do it. Like, we learn from our experience and mistakes, and maybe after your recent piece, your next piece could be your masterpiece, something like that. Now we're focusing more onto the putting shadows and colors in the skin to make it look more detailed. And as you can see, I'm still more into the light colors, and sometimes I just really need to work it out. Now, whenever I do shadows and clothings, I usually use a selection tool so I could section it out and I won't be overwhelmed with so many shadows to focus on. And I make sure here that the light, I know where the light is coming from and where reflection is, so that if I put the shadow, everything makes sense. And I just keep on using like the brush tool and then going to blend mode, and I blend it, going back and forth with it. We're drawing near the end, everyone. So right here now, I'm just making sure that the dark and shadows, it's the same thing. Anyways, the lights and shadows are working together, and like lights and shadow can make or break your piece. And I was satisfied with the end result. It was really fun doing this piece. And whenever I'm in this stage of putting lights and shadows, this is like one of my favorite stage because like I could have a lot of fun. Like I put random lights on where I want it. Like of course I make sure it makes sense, but it's just really fun how to put lights around them, like making sure that they light up and like it goes together with the piece. I hope everyone had a wonderful time watching my process, and I hope you like this cute piece I made of Haebom and Taesung. It was a lot of fun, and remember that every day is a lesson and we learn through experience and practice, and I can't wait to grow as an artist with everyone, and I hope you join me through this journey. So ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?